Top five.
Top five. Kyle, top five.
Yeah.
Kyle and
I'm ready.
are top five here. Kyle's clearly not ready. No, he's ready. He's ready.
No, I'm ready. I'm always ready. But
He's
this is a weird
fooling.
week, man, because
Yes.
how many guys in your top five? Because you had the Chiefs in your top five. Denver beat them. You kept Chiefs in there, but you had Buffalo in. Denver beat Buffalo.
No, I didn't have Buffalo in.
No, you had Buffalo in. Just go with it. So
okay. Yeah, I had Buffalo in.
You had
Denver
Buffalo
beat them.
in.
You're right.
The Bengals lost to the Texans.
Mm.
The Ravens lost to the Browns. So what did we do?
Well, you can't get fired on your day off, Kyle, but I started off last time. So now it's your turn. Who do you have at number 5 in your top five?
And number 5, I have the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. I kind of saw that coming.
The Cleveland Browns are going to stay at that position because I think that they're that good of a team. They got a great defense. The kind of game that they won shows that they're made of the stuff to go into January. And really, ultimately, what our top 5 is all about is trying to, in a perfect world, your top 5, every team will be playing in January. Every team is competing for a Super Bowl. I think I got a little bit ahead of this curve 4 weeks ago, and I'm not going to quit now after a big win against the Ravens. Cleveland comes in at number 5.
Well, then you're going to hate my number 5. I've still got the Ravens in my top 5. They lost a close game against the Browns. Don't get it twisted, but they are dominating the NFC right now. Still 7-3, leaders of their division. I got the Ravens at number 5.
All right, I got Dallas at number 4.
Oh,
Dallas is going to make a reappearance. How do you say that? A reappearance? Yeah, a reappearance.
Yeah.
Okay. Dallas is making a reappearance. Look, they lost to the 49ers. It was ugly. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. It was not ugly. And they're rolling over the teams that they're supposed to. And by my calculations, they're about 3 weeks away from beating Philly, and the whole world has them at number 3. I think Dallas, like, I don't know, man. I can't let them go. They're just, it's like, it's one thing to be like, you're playing the Giants, you're supposed to blow them out. It's another thing to do it, and everyone knew it was going to happen, and it happened anyway, and they almost scored 50. Like, okay, if you're playing a shitty team, and we can guarantee that you're going to score almost a 50 burger, and they're not going to score more than 17, then I think that's kind of the point where it's like, we're talking about a top 5 team in the NFL, right?
Yep.
And that's what I think Dallas is.
I like it. I've got the Chiefs staying at number 4 on my top 5. You don't get fired on your day off, Kyle. You just don't. You don't get fired on your day off.
Patrick Mahomes was on the Manning cast on Monday Night Football talking about those Denver Broncos. I can't wait. After this, I'm going to be watching the highlights. I'm going to be like, say our name, bitch. Say our name.
Kyle, just say my name, bitch. Say you lost. I've got the Chiefs at number 4. They haven't moved from last week's from my last week top 5. And like I said, you don't lose on your day off. The Chiefs, recouping from that loss right now during the bye week. They're going to come out stronger, better than ever. But hey, the Broncos are always going to have that win against the Chiefs, baby. They're always going to have that win. Chiefs are my number 4.
Bills.
Chiefs
and against
are my number
the Bills.
4. Yep.
And you know what? It's a little too early for me to put Denver into the top 5.
Yeah, I hope so.
But if they beat the Vikings and the Browns, you can bet your ass they're gonna be making an appearance.
Yeah,
there's a winning record football team that's 2 months without losing. They're coming.
I'm coming.
Oh my God, I will be too. Trust me. I'm gonna go with the 49ers at number 3.
Wow.
The 49ers. Trent Williams is very important to this team. Deebo Samuel is very important to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Christian McCaffrey is irreplaceable. Chase Young is now very important to this team with Nick Bosa. Jacksonville was on the longest win streak in the NFL, and they didn't score a touchdown in the entire game.
Yep.
Like, this kind of dominance doesn't happen on the road. This happened in Duval County with the fans into it, and the winning streak on their back, the wind, right? If you've ever cycled, you know how important it is to have the wind in your back.
Yep.
Jacksonville had every reason to not do that. What happened on Sunday? And for that, the 49ers, I'm willing to forget about all that other shit. And I'm ready to put them back in at number 3. They'll probably make their way to number 2 here in the next couple of weeks. But for right now, number 3. The 49ers are the 3rd best team in the NFL.
Okay. My number 3, maybe a little too crazy for you, but I've got the Detroit Lions at number 3 on my top 5.
Wow.
Yes, they got destroyed by the Ravens, but they came back and they won that game against the Chargers. They scored a ton of fucking points, and they weren't like, it wasn't just Goff who did it. It wasn't just Montgomery who did it. It wasn't just Amon-Ra St. Brown. The entire team scored. Now, look, we could look at their defense and be like, well, they gave up 38 to the Chargers. Yes, 100%. They're not going to give up 38 points every fucking week. It's just not. They just went up against a very good offensive team. And when it comes down to it, Dan Campbell, like we talked about it, is the right guy for this job. He will settle this team down if he needs to. I got my Lions in at number 3.
And you said it might be a little too high. Look, I'm not even going to fault that. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the Lions at number 2.
Number 2.
I think the Lions are the 2nd best team in the NFL right now. If you can go into December and be the undisputed best 2 running backs in the NFL are on the Lions team, are you talking about a team that's already marked their whole identity as a tough football team, and now you're going to give them the 2 best running back, the 2-headed monster in Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery? This team is not built for January. This team is built for February. And that's why the Detroit Lions are number 2 on my list. I just, when you look at Detroit, you got to think to yourself, what's the better team in the NFL? And if you're honest with yourself, you could probably only think of one football team.
Yep. And I think we both had that one at our number 1, but I'm going to continue on with number 2. I've actually got the Cowboys at number 2 over all of my top 5.
I've never been this shocked on our top 5. I am mind blown right now. No way.
This is the first time the Cowboys make an appearance, I believe, on my top 5. If I'm not mistaken. To number 2. We look always, and I think this entire season when we get to the playoffs, we're going to look at that game against the 49ers. And what did the Cowboys do? They went 3-1 after that loss, scoring over 40 points twice. Yes, it was against the Rams. Yes, it was against the Giants, and they lost a close game against the Eagles. But dude, what more do you want? They're playing their schedule, and guess what? Dak Prescott is looking really good. He threw for over 400 yards against the Giants and 4 touchdowns. They let CeeDee Lamb run with the 2s just so he can get that record as an NFL record, right? They put up a really good game against the Eagles. Like, the Eagles came out pretty sloppy against that defense. It really wasn't until the 4th quarter of that game that the Eagles were able to win it. So they were in there. They are able to compete with good teams. The Cowboys are my number 2. Turns ayahuasca. Bill hates this pick.
That I wasn't expecting that jump. I actually thought I was going to get some dog shits in the chat at number 4, but number 2, I love it. And I think you and I are going to the same place for the 3rd week in a row at number 1. And how can you not? We both got the Philadelphia Eagles at
Denver
number 1.
Broncos. Oh, okay.
Not yet. Trust me. As soon as I can jump the gun, I will. And you can count on it. But as it is right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are the most complete team. And they should be everyone's Super Bowl favorite. Not to go,
yeah,
to win.
Yeah, 100%. And again, this is another instance where you can't lose your job on your day off. The Eagles have just been great this year.
And by the way, Sunday Night Football next week, we're going to get the Chiefs and the Eagles, a Super Bowl rematch.
Yes.
Not Sunday Night Football.
Monday night?
Monday Night Football.
Monday night. Yeah. Monday night.
So, dude, I mean, we got primetime games up the ass coming our way. We got Cleveland, Baltimore on Thursday. We got Broncos, Vikings on Sunday night. And then we're going to follow that up with Chiefs, Eagles. Are you kidding me? We're about to learn a lot about like 6 teams in a short 1 week period. I'm super stoked. But yeah, man, Philly's got to be everybody's number one. They got to be.
We got Daniel in here saying Cowboys have never won in the playoffs, and it won't change now. They are frauds. Niners proved it last year, and they will prove it again this year too. Daniel J, that's strangely close to Daniel Jones from the Giants. Daniel, is that you?
Daniel Jones. I knew he loved this show. I always did. But you know what, Daniel J? I'm going to say one thing about that. When you're on that side of history, you'll never be on the other side. And this is the way it works, right? The Chiefs had beaten the Broncos for 16 times in a row. What did Rick say? I'll pick Denver when they beat the Chiefs, which is a fine take to have, and you're allowed to have that. But just know, at some point, you will be on the losing side, and our job here is to never be on that side. We got to get ahead of the curve. We can't wait. Look, I understand Dallas hasn't proven anything in our entire life, but at some point, that won't be true. And we got to take the team that they are now under Mike McCarthy, and we got to make an assessment. And based on my assessment, they're going to be playing in the NFC Championship game.
I agree. And Daniel says, no, my last name is Jensen, so I shortened it to J. Yeah, that's what Daniel Jones would say. Daniel Jones
always says that.
He literally always says that.
Just messing with you, Daniel J. Thank you for being in here.
Thank you for being in here. We appreciate the sub.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5.